All right, like let's get on with it. I'm tired of this back and forth. Let's get on with it. Hey friends, welcome back to my corner of the internet where we talk all things thrillers, mysteries, and suspense. My name's Kayla. I always forget to say my name. Yes, my name is Kayla, and today I want to talk to you guys about 6 books that I thought were going to be 5 stars, but they ended up not being 5 stars. So let's get into the video. Okay, you guys, we are getting right into the video. Normally, I don't get straight into the video, but I'm not really currently reading anything right now, but that is because I'm getting ready to film a new reading vlog, and I hope that you guys are gonna like it. This is my most recent read. I just talked about it in my last video. It is The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead, and you guys, I thought this was going to be 5 stars. I ordered it from Amazon because I saw Sydney Books reading it on Instagram. She's popular on TikTok as well. So I saw her reading it. When she was giving the synopsis, I was like, this is everything that I want in a thriller book right now. So I had to go and order it. You definitely need to check the trigger warnings before you read this one. It's supposed to be a heavier book, and it is heavy. There are some heavy topics in here, but I was in the mood for something a little darker. And normally I am not one for dark books, but honestly, when I was reading this, I was thinking like, okay, yeah, this is reg. Not regular, because y'all know what I'm saying. I thought it was just gonna be darker, okay? You know, just hearing how this was just one of the darkest books people have read, I was like, I was expecting a little more. Now, the topics are heavy in this book, and there are some gruesome scenes in there, but I was just expecting a little more. That's just the mood I was in. I don't know, and I'm never in the mood for like a dark thriller, but yeah, just a little disappointed. The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead is about Shay and her best friends that she meets in college. They end up being seduced into this cult, and it's just the most random thing that happened. But Shay and her friend Laura were the only ones who ended up escaping that cult during college. Now, 8 years later, Laurel's friend has committed suicide, and Shay is like, no, that doesn't make any sense to me. And Shay goes back to the college town where it all started to investigate Laurel's death, which everyone is saying is a suicide. Shay enlists the help of her friend, who is like the biggest podcaster at the time. They are working together to solve this crime. Honestly, I enjoyed this book. I gave it 3.5 stars. It could have been 4, but there was a point where it just got so boring in the middle. I was like, the first 150 pages, it got me. I was locked in. I was ready, and I was reading this book, and then there was one point where I was like, all right, like let's get on with it. I'm tired of this back and forth. Let's get on with it. And so that was one reason why it prevented me from rating this 5 stars. And also, I just thought a lot more could have happened in this book. A lot did happen in this book, but I don't know. You just have to read it. I did not think it was as crazy and as just a great book like how everyone else was saying, but you know what? That is why reading is subjective, and you have to read these books and formulate your own opinions. Don't let me stop you from reading a book, but I am going to give you my opinion and input. So that is why I did not rate The Last Housewife 5 stars, and I came into it thinking that it was going to be 5 stars. Okay, so the next book I thought was going to be 5 stars was His and Hers by Alice Feeney. I read, none of her books have been lower than 4 stars for me until this one, and this is a very unpopular opinion because everyone loves this book. I feel like this is everyone's favorite book for Alice Feeney, but this was not my favorite book. His and Hers is about a news anchor, Anna Andrews, and a detective, Jack Harper, and a murder occurs in their hometown of Blackdown. Now, Anna is reluctant to cover this case because she really doesn't want to have anything to do with Blackdown, and Jack is suspicious of Anna's involvement until he becomes a suspect in his own investigation. Like, how are you the lead of the investigation and then you become a suspect in the investigation? Like, that's crazy. So I did like the premise of this book. It definitely had potential to be 5 stars for me, but reading it, I did not like the characters. I did not like Anna. I did not like Jack. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the best time for me to pick up this book, but I finished it. I read this on my way to Columbia, actually. Was it Columbia? I don't know. I was reading it on the plane, and I was not connecting with it. 3.5 stars is still not bad. Like, I will still recommend books 3.5 and above. 3 stars and below, I'm not recommending the book. But I still recommend this because it definitely had all the twists and the turns, and I did not guess. This should have been on my list, too. This should have been on the list of books for craziest plot twist, because I was like, whoa. Definitely didn't see it coming, but I don't know. Just something about it just it just didn't do it for me. And I definitely thought this one was going to be a 5-star read. I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. And it's so sad. And this is how you guys know that I come on here and I tell the truth, because you've heard me say it 50 million times that Alice Feeney is my favorite author. And you should believe me when it comes to my rankings, because I'm giving this a 3.5. That's like 70%, even though C's get degrees. But that's not the rating I thought I was going to give this book. But definitely check it out if you are looking for something twisted and crazy with multiple point of views. Definitely check it out. So the next book I want to talk about is Kill for Me, Kill for You by Steve Kavanaugh. And I just finished this book about a week or two ago. I can't remember, but this was my first buddy read with Melinda. And we both ended up giving this book 4 stars, possibly 3.5, but I'm going with 4 stars on this book. So Kill for Me, Kill for You is about 3 different women. The first one being Amanda, and Amanda has suffered tremendous loss. Her daughter was abducted and murdered. She was just going through a bunch of loss. So they ordered her to go to grief counseling. And grief counseling, this is when she meets Wendy, who is our next main character. And Wendy has the same fate as Amanda. She suffered a lot of loss as well. So they start bonding over their loss, and they start devising a plan. I kill for you, you kill for me. So each person is supposed to kill the person who took away their significant others or children, that type of thing. So they're devising a plan to kill for one another so they can have the perfect alibi. Obviously, it's a thriller book. Everything is not going to go perfectly in this book. Then you have Ruth, who is the other main character in this book, and her home was invaded and she was attacked by this man. I think they were calling him the Blue-Eyed Man, and she is now living her life in fear. So we are trying to see how all 3 of these women's lives collide. What's going to happen? Is it going to be successful? And it was a wild ride. It definitely was not unputdownable and unguessable like I thought it was going to be. The blurbs in this book, Alex Michaelides from The Silent Patient and the Fury blurb this book, deeply twisted. AJ Finn from The Woman in the Window, a sophisticated, emotionally complex thriller. I just did not get the 5-star feeling. I felt like it wasn't slow, but it lacked something for me. It was not giving me 5-star like I thought it would. The next book I want to talk about, I did a whole reading vlog on this book, so if you want to go and check that out, it'll be tagged up here, or it'll be up here or down below. And that is The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth. If you've been watching for a while, you know I did not enjoy this book. Borderline gave this book 2 stars, but it wasn't that bad. Maybe it was just in the mood I was in, but it's 2.5 stars for me. This book was just very boring. It lacked a lot of things for me. I don't know. And I was expecting this book to be 5 stars because Sally Hepworth's The Good Sister was 4.5 stars for me. That was a great book. But you have to go into Sally Hepworth books knowing that these are not necessarily thrillers. These are more suspenseful books. And I'm all for thrillers, mysteries, and suspenses. But I don't know. This was just boring. So The Soulmate is about Gabe and Pippa. They live in the seaside town, and they live on this cliff that is very popular for people to commit suicide. Gabe usually helps save these people, and this one person he did not save. And Pippa's like, did you push her? Did you know her? What's going on? So we are going through the whole story trying to figure out, did Gabe know this person? Did Gabe push her? What's going on? So it's a whole bunch of nothing. It's a very complex story. I needed the audiobook to help me out with this book because it was taking me a very long time to read this book. But I definitely thought this one was going to be 5 stars, and it definitely disappointed me. So I don't recommend, but there are so many other people that love this book, but it was not for me. So yeah. The next book I want to talk about, I just finished this on audio, was Anna O by Matthew Blake. And you guys, I saw this in Barnes and I was like, should I buy this? I don't know. But then I saw it pop up on Everand. That's where I listen to all my audiobooks. And I was like, oh, perfect. Boom. English accents. I was here for it. The first half of the book, I was like, oh yeah, this is really good. I feel like this is going to be 5 stars for me. And then towards the end, I was like, the last half, I was just like, I don't really like where this is going. This is just not my cup of tea. So I was very disappointed because I thought this was going to be 5 stars. So Anna O is very similar to The Silent Patient, and that's why I thought it was going to be 5 stars because, The Silent Patient, no matter how you feel, was definitely a unique book to me, and Anna O is a very unique book as well. So Anna O is about Anna Ogilvy, and she is a 25-year-old writer. She has a bright future ahead of her. One night, she stabs 2 of her friends to death and then goes to sleep. She's basically in a coma for like the next 4 years. So she is not put in jail because obviously she's sleeping, but she is sent to this hospital, and it's been 4 years, and they are trying to really like reignite this case, get justice for the other 2 friends that were stabbed. So they bring in this forensic psychologist named Ben, and Ben's ultimate job is to wake Anna up so they can bring her to trial and figure out what happened those nights at the farm. Did she murder them? Is it because of her previous sleep disorders? Because when you're going through the book, you find out she kind of has some disorders with sleeping. So it's just crazy book. There was too many different things involved. Ben is trying to wake Anna up, and so we're just recounting the story through Anna's diary, Ben's point of view, and some random other people's point of views. And like I said, the first half was good, but the whole story you're just going through with him trying to wake her up, using his techniques and trying to figure out, did Anna really kill her friends, or did somebody else kill her? And if I give you any more, it's going to spoil it, but there was just a lot going on with this book that was not necessary at all. And at the end, I was just like, all right. The twist, I was just like, oh. At that point, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I don't really know what else to say. But yeah, I definitely thought Anna O was going to be 5 stars, but it wasn't. I think on Goodreads, I ended up giving it 3.5. The 0.5 is for the unique plots. So 3.5. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best book I've ever read. But if you are a fan of The Silent Patient, check it out and see what you think. The last book I want to talk about is Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent. And you guys, this was such a good book, and it was almost 5 stars. Like, I went into it thinking that this was going to be a 5-star book just based on the reviews, and it was close. It was 4.5 stars. I think I ended up with 4.5 stars. It's just the ending of the book. Oh my gosh, the ending of the book really upset me. Like, you just have to read it to understand. But it was just it was a different type of thriller. It actually made me kind of emotional. I didn't cry, but it made me emotional for this fictional character. But anyways, Strange Sally Diamond is about Sally Diamond, who is thrown into the spotlight because she sets her father on fire in the incinerator and leaves his body in the dump to be picked up for garbage day. And Sally is very strange. Like, she is Strange Sally Diamond. So her father used to say, when I die, leave me out with the bins. So she took him literally. So she didn't kill him. She didn't kill him. He died on his own. He died of natural causes, but she went ahead and took that step and put him out with the bins. And that just caused a whole media frenzy. And so now that she has all this spotlight, there are people from her past that are coming back into her life that she doesn't really know about, because Sally was adopted. So we find out about her adopted parents. We find out about the life that Sally lived before she was adopted. And it's just this is a dark book. It is a very dark and chilling book. And Sally is, now that her father is dead, she has really no one. So she's trying to make friends as an adult. She's about 45. She's trying to find a boyfriend. She's trying to live her life not under her parents, hold. So it is, you definitely have to read this book. It's just, it would have been 5 stars except for the ending. The ending was very, I can't say anything without spoiling it, but the ending just really upset me when it came to this book. But you definitely have to check it out, because this book will make you laugh. It's giving The Good Sister. If you've read The Good Sister by Sally Hepworth, Fern. If you think of Fern and Sally would have been friends. Or maybe not. I don't know. But they're the same character, basically. Sally might be a little stranger, but such a good book. 4.5 stars. If the ending was better, it would have been 5 stars, no doubt about it. Quick and simple video for today. Those are the 6 books that I thought were going to be 5-star reads, and they ended up not being, and that's okay. I still enjoyed almost all of them. So have you read any of these books? Let me know what you rated them as well. What are some books that you thought were going to be 5 stars, and did they end up living up to the hype? So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Stay tuned, more videos coming. When I get the braids in my hair, I can do lots of videos. So stay tuned. This video should be posted in a couple of days, and I should have 2 more vlogs coming. Vlogs just take me longer to edit. These sit down videos, I can sit there and edit them in one day. So thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.